not an achievement. It's just that, let me… Look, see, right now we're sitting here. Suppose this was not a building, we were sitting outside in the land. If we simply sat here, sat there, we would become part of the earth, isn't it? So did you achieve something becoming part of the earth or soil?
It just happened.
That's where you came from, that's where you went back. Homecoming it is.
Okay.
Not you reached somewhere, no. You just fell back into the lap of creation as you should be. Whether you like it or not, that's where you are anyway. So this is why we say this is a realization. This is not an achievement, this is not an attainment. A realization means what? Something was always here, but you didn't see it. Today you saw it. You realized means that you were stupid, what was hanging right in front of your eyes you did not see, today you saw. This doesn't mean you achieved something, you realized.
I have been trying some, I wouldn't necessarily call it meditation, but maybe I'm trying to experience some type of a calmness, some type of a peace. And so as you say, this isn't where I live, but we're out in the woods. I also live out in the woods. We live out in the woods. And…
Well, you went to South America, is it?
No. But I've actually never even talked about this. I've never told anybody this because it sounds probably stupid. But I really started paying attention to depth perception and trying to view the world in more of a three-dimensional, experience. So…
World is three-dimensional, isn't it?
Say that again?
The world is already three-dimensional, isn't it?
Yes, but sometimes I don't see it that way. Sometimes when I'm not paying attention, when I'm in a rush, when I'm thinking about other things, yes, it's three-dimensional. It is. But it appears maybe two-dimensional, one-dimensional.
How do you see the moon? Most people see it as a plate.
That's kind of what I'm getting at. And so what I really pay attention to are the trees, the branches, the leaves, how far apart they are from each other, the depth perception in between trees, the depth perception in between the trees and me. And it's also like I lose a sense of self, not completely, but maybe 75% of the way there. And I've only able to achieve losing my sense of self through certain psychedelics, like experiencing an ego death. But for whatever reason, and this is kind of a new thing for me that I've discovered, is when I really pay attention to my depth perception and the distance in between objects, and nature particularly, it brings I already described it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm. I must tell you this. For me, if I look at anything, if I see you, I don't see… Initially, when I see you, the first thing I see is the geometry of your body. Similarly, if I see a tree, if I see anything, first thing I see is the geometry of what it is. For me, the deepest experience is always, of the physical stuff, is always geometry. I drive into my garage at 35-40 kilometers per hour and then stop 2 inches away from the wall. Very important for me. People say, Sadhguru, you come in so fast, suppose you can't break in time, you will be in the bedroom. I said, that day I'll stop driving. Because in my mind, it's just the whole shape and size of the garage, how it is, everything is figured out. I don't think I'll make a mistake unless I've lost my faculties. Because I don't hit any bottles, I don't lose my faculties, they're full on. Why I'm saying this is, what you're saying is important. In this engineering book, there is a simple method I've given people. I said, just watch, make the tap drip like 1 drop every few seconds kind of thing. Make it drip like that. Just watch how it takes shape, how it drops, how it splashes on the ground. and spreads. Just watch, simply watch. What will I get? Nothing. Because the greatest thing in human experience or human faculty is attention, conscious attention. If you pay conscious attention to the simplest things, fantastic things will happen. It's not about the phenomena that you're watching. It's not about the water drops, it's not about the breath, it's not about the trees, it's not about the the structure of the trees. It is the keenness of attention. If you develop that keenness of attention, if there is sufficient attention, every door in the universe has to open to you. It's that attention which is missing. Today people are carrying their lack of attention as a qualification. I have attention deficiency is a qualification. This happened. You heard of Andrew Carnegie? Andrew Carnegie? The Carnegie guy who became very successful in late 1900s and early 20th century. Those days he started making a lot of money. More money than anybody else was making for those times. Not like today everybody's talking $1 trillion, not that kind. But big money. So US government became suspicious that he's doing something hanky-panky. How is he making so much money? So they had an investigation by the congressman. They checked everything was proper, nothing, he's not doing any crime. Then they asked, how do you make so much money? He said, see, I can keep my mind absolutely focused on something for 5 minutes at a stretch. Can any of you do that? They thought this is a joke. Wow, what makes you think we cannot focus on 5 minutes? We can do it. He set up an experiment. Most people could not hold it for 10 seconds. Then he said, you guys should not be running United States. Because it's in the attention. In yoga we call this prajna. That means you hold your attention in such a way, slowly you become conscious. If you hold your attention on something, it doesn't matter what. Do you understand? Doesn't matter what. You can hold it on this microphone, you can hold it on that bottle, you can just stare at nothing, but attention. Conscious attention. If you stay that way, slowly the very cosmos will open up for you because your consciousness opened up. Once your consciousness opened up, see, the boundary of your body is framed by your memory. See, why that's your body, this is my body, this is one kind of memory, that's another kind of memory, isn't it?
Yes.
In terms of genetics, this, that, whatever, 8 different forms of memory. That's one body of memory, this is another body of memory. If I touch something within myself, which doesn't have any memory, but which is conscious, now what happens? Who I am becomes everything. Well, one simple way of saying that is it's yoga, but it's also prajna. That means you became conscious, fully conscious. See, how conscious one is a question of varying degrees from person to person, isn't it? You woke up in the morning, when you were sleeping you were unconscious, kind of. Still you're conscious, little one poke you'll wake up, but you're reasonably unconscious. You woke up, little groggy, you're somewhat conscious. After some time later, you're much more conscious. Then you got up and went out in the sunlight, you're really much more conscious. So I'm saying consciousness has different voltages to it. So essentially it's this. People are trying to be conscious. Don't do that. What is needed is a higher voltage. You know, there is a dimmer on the light. What is it? You're controlling the voltage. If you, let's say there are 2 lights lighting us up. Now one I switched off. You disappeared, in my perception. You're still very much there. But I switched off that light. Light is only upon me. I think only I'm sitting in the room. But I turned on that light, suddenly you are there, isn't it? You are always there. But in my perception, only now you are there. I turned up the light much more. Now so many things are there in this room. This is just like that. Don't try to be conscious, just turn up the voltage. In yoga there are many systems, different systems for different people. How to turn up your voltage? You turn up your voltage, naturally you will see life in much more vivid clarity. Right now, you're trying to do it the other way around. You're trying to do that, watch it, and slowly voltage may go up. It's possible, but it's a more difficult path. But if you turn up the voltage, it simply happens.
How can you control the voltage?
You can turn it up.
How?
Say you've been in the army, sometimes you're little like this. Something needed, don't you turn up your voltage?
Mm-hmm.
Yes or no?
It's adrenaline.
You're suddenly talking about chemistry. Now we will have to talk about chemistry.
Okay.
Because you must understand the chemistry for painful experiences and the chemistry for pleasureful experiences. The fundamental chemistry is same. The chemistry for fearful experiences, chemistry for exciting experiences, fundamental chemistry is same. It's the context of your framework of your mind which makes this pleasure or pain, stress or excitement, agony or ecstasy. This is determined not by the chemistry. Chemistry is just the same. It pitches up. When it pitches up, if you are in the right framework of mind, then this becomes pleasure. If in the wrong framework of mind, it becomes pain. Same things when they're done to people, sometimes it causes pleasure. Your friend came and tickled you. It feels like pleasure. Somebody that you don't like came and tickled you. Unpleasant, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's the frame of your context. So it's the context that you need to change, not the content of your life. Content doesn't decide the quality of your life, it's the context. So changing that context is the most important thing. Every human experience has a chemical basis. What you call a peace has one chemistry, misery has another chemistry, joy has another chemistry. All these have chemical basis to it. Why are we creating wrong chemistry? We are creating wrong chemistry because we're doing so many things unconsciously. We can do experiments, you can do it by yourself also. See, if you just hold your hands like this, hold it like this comfortably, place it on your thighs. Sit with your spine reasonably erect, otherwise you cannot notice it. I will tell you what happens. We could make it like an experiment, but I'll tell you, you just do it once. If you hold it like this and may take a deep inhalation and exhalation, you will see maximum expansion and contraction happens in the lower lobe of the lung. If you just turn this around and breathe, you will see it'll happen more in the middle and upper lobe, less in the lower lobe. Just try that and see.
Mm-hmm.
Is it so?
Mm-hmm.
So just if you turn your hands like this, the very way you breathe is changing. It's not just the breath. The very way your life energies function is altering itself just because you turn your hands like this. How many times in a day are you doing this?
A lot.
I see you are sitting quite still compared to a lot of people. Okay, maybe it's your training and needing to be in a certain way. But today young people are, whatever they talk, they're talking like this. So you do this, and you expect yourself to be peaceful? All the best. The nature of this world is such. Unless you do the right things will not happen to you. It's as simple as that. So the moment I say this, people will say, I did the right things, but you know what that guy did? Arey, that's what is wrong with you. What that guy did is determining who you are. That's a wrong thing you're doing, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Unless you do the right things will not happen here. So yoga is the science of understanding how to hold your body, how to breathe, how to sit, how to do everything, so that you move into a higher possibility, that nobody determines what happens here except you. What happens in the world, everybody has a share.
You know, we talked a lot about consciousness. What do you think happens when we die?
What?
What do you think happens when we die?
The usual thing I would tell people is, you can know certain things only by experience. Are you ready? Will you know? See, the simple thing is this. The question that you're asking is, beyond this body, what? Right?
Yes.
But why are you asking that question in the context of when you lose the body? When you have the body, why don't you look beyond this body? What? Because right now all your faculties are in place, your intelligence is in place. This is the time to look at it, isn't it? If I tell you what happens after death, I will tell you after death your soul will come out and go through this microphone, this is a tube, it'll go up and go there. I'm telling a ridiculous story. But if I tell you a nicely packaged story, maybe you will believe me. Or maybe you will disbelieve me. Only two choices you have. Yes? If I talk about something that is not in your experience, what is your choice? Believe me or disbelieve me? If you believe me, you have a nice fairy tale to tell. If you disbelieve me, you have a nasty story to tell about me. Both will not get you any closer to the truth than the way you are right now, isn't it? So the important thing is this. Is it true that you gathered this body over a period of time?
Yes, it's true.
Is it true that you gathered this mind also over a period of time?
Yes.
The content.
Mm-hmm.
The content of this body and the content of this mind, you gathered slowly over a period of time. Whatever you gather, you can say, it belongs to me. You cannot say it's me, isn't it?
I don't know.
If I say, this is my cup, all right, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
One day they'll take it away. Hello?
Yeah.
One day anyway, we'll leave it and go.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm stupid, I say this is my cup. All right, you'll bear with me. But if I say this is me, then you know I am a case. This you're doing every day. Food appears on your plate and you say this is my food. You eat it and then you say it's me. Crazy or no?
No.
What?
Because, if you consume something, it absorbs into you.
All right. But what you're carrying here is something that you gathered from the earth, isn't it?
Yes.
And one day you'll give it back.
Mm-hmm.
So it's yours for now, but not you. Hello?
Yeah. Okay.
So your body belongs to you, I appreciate that for now. One day maggots will dispute that. I will not start that now. It belongs to you, it's fine with me. Your mind or the content of your mind belongs to you, fine with me. But what belongs to you is not you. The moment I say my body, that means there is me and my body separately, isn't it? My cup, my body, my hand, my leg. Yes or no?
Yes.
So beyond this, there is you which has not come into experience. So you want to explore that after you lose the body? After you lose the body, you would have lost all your faculties. How the hell will you explore that? This is the time, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Right now, I asked you a simple question. If you close your eyes, are you still there? See, you're there. Eyes closed. You can't see the world, but you're still there, isn't it?
Yes.
So if you're still there, should you not look at what is this relationship between you and your body that's made you feel like this? See, if you really love somebody, you feel like they're part of you. Wonderful. But you know they're not you. That is also wonderful. With your body, you don't know that. That is a problem.
So what do you consider you?
What do you mean, what do I consider?
What do you consider to be you? If your experiences are not you, what is you? What are you comprised of?
I just read a poem to you.
You did.
See, whatever we accumulate can only be ours, can't be us. At certain moments of intimacy, we may feel somebody is me. But if you treat them too much like yourself, you will lose them. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
this also same. If you treat it with little distance, you can manage it and use it the way you want. There's a little distance between you and your body, you can use it the way you want. You can use your mind the way you want. Right now it's using you up. When I say it's using you up, what is the life that people are having? The needs of their body and their mind are occupying their entire life, yes or no?
Yes.
physical needs of food, sexuality, sleep, comfort, psychological things of emotion, this, that, whatever, isn't that occupying their entire life?
Yes.
Tell me, your body and your mind should be serving you, or you should spend your entire lifetime serving them?
I'd rather it serve me.
They should serve you. Well, you've been in the forces where they have, if you don't get it, they will beat you into the place where your body should serve you, not you serve the body. You're hungry, you don't eat, you're thirsty, you don't drink, you need this, you don't do this, you don't even bloody pee, all right? When you have to do something, you do. We are also like that. That's why I told you, if I sit here 12 hours, I will conduct a session like that only. No water, no going to the restroom, no nothing. Because we don't want to serve the body. We want to take care of the body. But we are not here to serve the body or the mind. These two things must serve me in my intention of what I want to do with my life, isn't it?
Yes.
If that needs to happen, you need a little distance. So you ask me, what is the first step? Well, people can start with something, not for you. For you, I would say you must start with a little bigger step called inner engineering. But for the people who are just watching for the first time, they can start with what is called as a Miracle of Mind. It's a free app available on the App Store. It costs us a lot of money to service this, but we are offering it free because I see if we don't take steps now, mental health is going to be in pandemic proportions. Already they are saying, the stats are showing 1 in 3 teenage girls in America have gone through at least a few episodes of depression and medication. 1 in 3, 33%. In my experience of teenage girls when we were of that age is, they're giggly and bubbly for no reason. They're not depressed. You can't depress them. That's how they used to be. Now they're getting depressed. Whatever the reasons, there are so many reasons, I don't want to go into the science of it, it's a complex process. But the most important thing is, we must give them something that they don't get into it. I was speaking to the Surgeon General of United States. He tells me 1 in 2 Americans are feeling lonely. 50%. If you and me are sitting here, one of us is lonely, what the hell is happening with the other guy? Loneliness is the incubation period for psychological ailments. We must understand this. The moment you're sitting with people and you're feeling lonely, this means you're manufacturing a psychological ailment. It's going to come. How soon? Depends on the situations, how supportive they are, or how against they are. There's so many aspects to it. But the moment loneliness enters your life, you are walking towards it. You can avoid it with friendships and going out with friends, drinking, being together. You're only postponing it. It's coming. And that's growing at a pace where WHO says by 2035, it could be a major problem. They're saying by 2045, it is going to be extremely difficult to live on this planet well, because both physical and psychological problems will be so high. Today, America's healthcare is crossing $5.25 trillion. It's larger than India's economy for 330 million people. That doesn't speak well. And when I see the stats of suicides of veterans, people who served the country, people who risked their life, held something above their own life, at least for that period. See, a man or a woman who holds something above their life, something else above their own life, I always bow down to them, because that is a quality that can change things, in anything. If somebody holds something above their own life, that is a potential man. Most of the time misguided, he may become a terrorist, or he may become whatever, an unnecessary adventure of war, whatever. But fundamentally a human being who holds something above my own life, there is a potential there, which is an incredible potential. Will we harness it in the right direction or not is subject to realities.
What do you think about, since we're moving into, you brought up war.
I'm sorry?
Since you brought up war, What do you think the difference is with killing in war versus killing for a vengeance? Or is there a difference?
Karma is not by action. Karma is by volition. See, let us say someone is sitting here who is sitting here and every day thinking, I want to kill my neighbor, I want to kill my neighbor, I want to somehow plan, poison him, do this, do that, but never does it. That's a very serious karma because you are doing it 1,000 times in your mind. Another plans out a murder and kills the neighbor. That is a little lesser karma. Another goes there as a friend, gets into an argument and kills him in the spur of the moment. Even the law treats it differently, right? At the spur of the moment, you did something or you did it in a planned way. There is a difference. So in terms of what impact and effect it has within your system, the first one that I mentioned, you never committed the murder, but you did it in your mind 1,000 times. That is a far deeper karma that affects your system much, much more. It poisons you much, much more. You planned and did it. That is a secondary level. But in a spur of the moment you did it. That's another level. So it is not in the action, it is in the intention or the volition with which you approach life. So that is something you can fix. We may not be able to fix our actions because at certain moments, life may demand different types of actions. Action has to be always relevant to the situations in which we exist. You can't, because we're talking about battle and war, you can't go to battle and say, I'm a peaceful person, I will not shoot. Can't do that. But will you shoot because there is something to be done which is in the larger interest? Or will you shoot because you have pleasure in shooting people? Or are you shooting because you have such anger and hatred against that person whom you don't even know most of the time? This volition will determine. So this volition you can change, every soldier can change this. If at all, if it's necessary, I will do what is needed. But it's not for my pleasure. It's not for making that person suffer. It's not because I think his life is less valuable than mine. His life is as much valuable to him as it's mine is to me, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it true?
Yes, it's true.
Whoever he is. So always, right from ancient times, we always had that regard and respect. Soldiers maintained that regard and respect. Unfortunately, in recent times, some people are not doing that. Otherwise, an enemy who fought well and died, you respect him like your brother because he is also trying to protect something that he's identified with. Unfortunately, we met the wrong time, isn't it?
I would definitely agree with that.
That's a real soldier.
It's two people that are doing
what's needed.
It's two people that are potentially sacrificing their life for what they believe in. Who knows?
They're doing what's needed in the given moment. It's not a question of right and wrong because the whole scenery is not decided by them. They're not the ones who decide there should be a war or no war. But they can simply exercise their duty or take pleasure in killing another man or do it with great anger and hatred, thinking he's an evil person. No. His life is as precious to him as my life is. But unfortunately, if I don't take his, he will take mine. That's all the choices there in that given moment. So you fix the volition. Action you cannot fix. Not just in battle, even in day-to-day life you cannot fix. In day-to-day life it may not be about taking somebody's life, but in so many ways you can't fix, isn't it? But your volition and your intention you can fix. This is why the identity of having a larger identity, a global, if not a cosmic, at least a global identity if we have, we will do only to the extent it's necessary. We will never do excess. That's all we can do as human beings. That we did not do excess. We did whatever we did only to the extent necessary.
So we got a quick Polymarket question. So if you don't mind, I'm going to ask this real quick here. Polymarket gives a 33% chance the FDA approves a psychedelic for medical use this year. Trump just signed an executive order to fast track it. The government is moving towards these substances for PTSD and depression. You've said they're unnecessary. How do you respond to that momentum?
So what is trauma? We've already touched it in a different way, but essentially trauma means something is happening outside. Maybe the situation is not something that I would like to be in, but it's happening. It could be a civil situation or in the forces, it could be. It could be within the family. Not always physical violence. It could be emotional, it could be something else. Something is happening that you don't like. See, why do we say there is a situation here that I don't like? Because it's not as per my desire. Yes? I desire the situation to be this way, but it's that way. So I don't like it. So what is desire, if you look at this? Desire is an aspiration to expand. Whoever you are, you're desiring for something more, isn't it?
Yes.
See, the nature of desire is like this. When you were a child, you thought if you get that lollipop, your life is complete. Then with lollipop in your mouth, then you thought after every day lollipop in your mouth, it was not good enough. You wanted a bicycle. Then you really believed, if I got that bicycle, I'll be on top of the world. And it did feel like that. You got on the bicycle and rode. It felt fantastic. Then bicycle got older, then you saw the neighborhood girl and you thought, if she's there with me, be too fantastic. That happened, this happened, that happened, so many things happened, all right? But still, you see, there is something more. Doesn't matter who you are, still there is another desire. So the very nature of the desire is such, always there will be one desire which is unfulfilled. At least one. Yes or no?
That?
Huh?
And what's that?
That next one, whatever that is, for different people is different. So the
Never
object,
ends. It never ends. There's always something more.
I don't want to make a conclusive statement like that. I am saying the object of desire keeps changing, but the desiring process is the same thing. How you desired for the lollipop, how you desired for that neighborhood girl, how you desired for a career, how you desired for money, how you desired for wealth, desire fundamentally is same, isn't it?
Yes.
Only the object of desire is changing, but the fundamental desiring is the same process. You want to be something more. Now that from lollipop you're slowly graduating to all this, why all this, Shawn? I will make you the king of this planet. Will you be fulfilled?
No.
You want the moon, is it?
I don't think anybody would be fulfilled.
No, let's explore. We're not talking about you, we're exploring.
Okay.
If I give you the moon, will you be satisfied?
No.
Why not the whole solar system? I'll give you the whole solar system. You're the king of the solar system. Then you'll say, why not at least one galaxy? All right, we have one galaxy. Then you'll say, what about the other galaxies? So there is something within you which does not like boundaries. Unknowingly, you're seeking yoga, I'm telling you. There's something within you which doesn't like boundaries. But desiring is a constipated expression of your consciousness. Something is aspiring. You know what's constipation? It happens little by little. That's a problem. So, desiring is a constipated expression of the longing to expand limitlessly. If you want to expand limitlessly, can you do it physically?
No.
You got it, man. You're a spiritual guy. The moment you see that I want to expand limitlessly, physical is not the way to do it, you are on the spiritual path. That's what spirituality means. You realized the limitations of being physical, but your desire is way beyond your physical self. You thinking it'll happen with property, you thinking it'll happen with $1 billion, you thinking it'll happen with this and that. No, it doesn't happen. Look at the people who have it. It not happened to them, isn't it?
It has not happened to them.
Yes. So, desiring as a phenomena is the expression of your boundless consciousness to find its original nature. It wants to go home to that limitlessness, but you are giving it a constipated expression slowly, one by one. But life is a very limited process. We are all mortal. Mortality is not because I'm talking about it. When we are born, we got a death sentence, isn't it? They don't tell us when. It could be today, it could be tomorrow, it could be 100 years later, we don't know. Hello?
Yeah,
But death sentence is confirmed both for you and me?
it's common.
Confirmed or no?
Say that again?
Is death sentence confirmed both for you and me?
Yes, it is.
Only date and time you do not know. So if you want to know the date and time of your death, you know how much yoga you have to do. This happened. There was a man called Shankaran Pillai. He went and met a few of his friends in the bar, they started drinking. After a few drinks, usually men start bragging. Stories get taller and taller. This was a mystical day. Different days are dedicated to different subjects. When people get drunk, they'll talk about how they drove their car or rode their motorcycle, how they shot something, this. If they are hunters, they talk about shooting. If they're drivers, they talk about driving. Yeah, this is a little mystical gang. They were talking about all the mystical stuff. Everybody was talking about how they saw the ghosts and this happened, that happened. They pulled out a ghost out of a bottle and a genie came out of this and stuff. This guy was just knocking off drinks. I said, what, you don't have nothing to say? He said, well, my uncle knew the exact time and date of his death. I said, really? Was he a mystic? Was it so, profound that he knew exact time and date of his death? How did he know this? He knocked off one more drink and said, well, the judge told him. You didn't get it, man. If you do certain actions, the judge will tell you exactly when and how you will die. That's not a good thing. So, I'm saying trauma is because life is not going the way you're desiring. What you need to understand is, desire is a phenomenon. What object we give is our choice. Whether you choose lollipop, or a girl, or a bunch of, a wad of money, or this or that, is our choice, isn't it?
It is.
Our choice doesn't really exist because most human beings are socially cultivated. Everybody is having lollipop, you also want to have lollipop. Everybody is having money, you also want to have money. Everybody is doing this, you also want to do that. So, to rise above the identities that you hold and look at life, what is it that matters to me? That intelligence is not being generally worked at. Our education systems, unfortunately, have not structured that way, because if everybody looks at life intelligently, this may not be liked by you or by your community. If everybody starts looking at life intelligently, they may not serve an industry or a company or an army or something. They may start doing their own things, which is what America is supposed to be, which is what the human life is supposed to be. That individual human beings should find a way to find the best possible expression for whatever aptitudes they have, isn't it?
Yes.
But doesn't matter what aptitude you have to go sit in the school and learn 4 plus 4 is 8. Or chemistry, physics, mathematics, this, that for you, which you may have aptitude, you may not have aptitude. Whether you like it or not, you have to go through that because they're trying to produce a product so that you serve in a factory or in the army or in this place or that place. They don't want you to be an individual. I am not trying to be an anarchist, but I am saying societies were built for the sake of individual well-being. We built a family for individual well-being, isn't it so?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we will rise above our individual requirements to serve the family or the community or the nation, that's a different matter. But fundamentally, it is the well-being of life for which we build everything, isn't it?
Yes.
That we forget. We forget that we are building all the systems for the well-being of individual life. But systems, this is literally getting caught up in the process. We built this building because we want to do something. But we don't know how to open the door and get out of this damn building. Then this is a prison, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
This is all that's happening right now. Because you don't like something. Why? Because it's not going according to the object of your desire. You could easily change the object according to your choice or according to the requirement of the situation. But that doesn't happen, so it creates unpleasantness. This unpleasantness, we call it as trauma. At that moment it happened, but now it repeats itself. Well, you're talking about people who've been in extreme situations, all right? Because battle is the most extreme situation human beings can create. Famines and battles are the two most extreme situations human beings can create. Unfortunately, too many people are in both in the world today. With all this technology and stuff, with so much information and knowledge, we should have eliminated both, but both are very prevalent in the world, battles and famines. So, an unpleasant experience happened, let's say. Something that we don't like is unpleasant. We don't like because we had a desire for this, but this is happening. Wrong thing is happening in our mind. Somebody else may be enjoying that situation, isn't it?
This is true.
So, trauma is because of the resistance that we have for something that we think we don't like. What we don't like is something other than what we desire is happening. But desire is essentially not about these objects that we desire or situations that we desire. Desire is a phenomena which wants to expand limitlessly. Even if I give you one galaxy, it's not enough. I must tell you this. I was here in United States just before I started this Save Soil journey. I rode a motorcycle, a lone motorcycle from London to southern India, 30,000 kilometers in 100 days.
Wow.
In 2022. I should have brought the book for you. I don't know if they have. So, I'll send you that book, just flip through that. This is people's experience. I just told my daughter, so many people served me on the way. Just collect their experiences, what it is, because it was so brisk. I'm riding 16 to 18 hours a day. In this 100 days, I did 691 events along the way.
Wow.
Apart from
691 events?
Yes. On an average, nearly 7 events per day. And riding.
Wow.
Even when I'm riding, I'm doing interviews as I'm riding. You will see, for the first time ever in Indian national television, there's a man riding with a full-faced helmet and he's talking and giving interviews for hour-long interviews on the national television. That's me. So I said, take their experiences and put it in a book because all of them served. Because in every country that I went, different groups of people. Before I go there, they're ready with the events and works. I said, collect the experiences. So I said, within 1 year, let's do it for the first anniversary. It didn't happen. I said, what the hell happened? No, I'm collecting, she said. I said, you lazy bum, what are you doing? 1 year over? 2 years over, she didn't do it. 3 years, now 4th year she published. Then I look at the book, it's 450 pages. I said, what is this? You don't know, there were 1,000 pages. I had to edit it down and bring it down to 450 pages. People sharing their experiences. I thought it'll be some small booklet. Just do it quickly.
What is that book about?
Huh?
What is the book out?
The book just got out on March 21st for the 4th anniversary.
Congratulations.
I'll send you that one. I don't think they have it here probably.
Thank you.
It's not a reading book, it's just people's experiences of this 100 days. So, when this whole process is happening, just before that I come to United States. We didn't do the campaign in US, but I started in Caribbean, then went to London, and from there I rode on. But I was activating the media, I did some podcasts and this and that to bring interest in the subject. Because soil was an unknown thing at that time. Today it has become the mainstream of the COP meetings and everything in 4 years' time. So, I was one morning, I'm sitting here, and I see one young man running around like his tail is on fire. I said, hey, what are you up to, man? He said, Sadhguru, I just want to make $1 billion. I want to make $1 billion. I said, what, only $1 billion? Tomorrow you come, I'll give you $1 billion. Really? Sadhguru, you'll give me $1 billion? Yeah, man, come tomorrow, I'll give you $1 billion. 8 of his friends were sitting quietly. I said, see these 8 guys who are sitting quietly here, I'll give them all $10 billion each. Oh, why, Sadhguru? They get 10 billion, I get 1 billion. You idiot, just now you said $1 billion is the ambition of your life. The moment they get 10 billion, you become miserable. Neither they got nor you got, just the idea. This is the nature of the desire. Your objective desire is just decided by the times and the societies in which you exist, isn't it?
Yes.
If you were here 200 years ago, you wouldn't be thinking all this billion nonsense. You would be thinking just how to cross Mississippi, maybe.
Do you have desires?
Huh?
Do you have desires?
Oh, lot of them.
Are you able to control them?
I create them. Why do I control them?
Well, that's what I meant.
I create them. Your desires are anyway created by you, either consciously or unconsciously, is the only question, isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes. I guess what I'm asking is I think a lot of people let desires run their life.
That's what I'm saying. The question is, do you drive your desires or desires drive you? Nothing drives me. I drive every aspect of my life to the extent that I want. Nothing drives me. I am not a Waymo. Know what's a Waymo?
Yeah, I know what a way.
I am not a Waymo driven by something. I drive. And I think I drive well.
Appears that way.
So about trauma, which is important, and this post-traumatic thing, which unfortunately is such a serious thing in United States. The numbers I saw, man, it's not good. Not good to treat people who serve the country like this. Well, when I say treat, is the country treating them badly? I don't think so. Some $230 billion budget just for that one problem. Investing money is fine, it'll give some comfort. Not going to solve the problem. One important thing, which I don't think will be taken, but I will make the suggestion anyway, is don't try to send people into those situations and then try to solve it. Before they go, why don't we spend a certain amount of time? I know you're training to be strong, you're trying to training to be tough, to shoot straight and this and that. All those things are important for the soldier. Fine, I'm fine with that. Along with that, how to keep myself, how to be. This must be taught. We have done thousands of Indian Army personnel. We have put them through that. We have trained over 750, I'm not sure about the number, whether it's 750 or 7,500, I'm not sure about that. That many trainers we have trained for the Indian Army.
Wow.
They train. I don't know how many people they have trained internally. They won't give us that information. But we have trained so many trainers. Please, you must do this. What is the point of breaking up men who serve the country? They are saying on an average suicides of this particular problem could be over 40 people per day. That's horrendous. I can't accept that number. It's not good. For any group of people, particularly those who put their life in harm's way, all right?
I don't think they want to solve it.
Huh?
I don't think they want to solve it.
Why would you say that?
Because the issue is as old as time itself, and we're still sitting with the same shit.
Maybe they don't understand the problem. Maybe they think this is a natural consequence. Maybe they don't want to address it because then you will have to address whether this war itself was needed or not. All those issues are there.
I think it's up to us, the veterans, to solve it. You know?
No, I'm saying The veterans could also influence.
To the individual to solve it.
No,
We're relying on a
that we
system.
can always do. But I am saying, the young people who are going into the services, if we equip them with something, we don't have to create broken people.
I'm 100% with you on that.
If people are willing, we're willing to do that. As a part of this, I told them to offer in engineering programs for all veterans free of cost.
Well, say that again?
For all the veterans who served the nation here, we've done that in India also for all the forces, that the inner engineering program, which normally costs $175 for common people, we'll offer it free.
Wow.
It's online, they can do it in their homes. And it'll do wonders.
How did they find that?
Hmm?
Where do they find this?
Oh, in engineering, I'm sorry, they have some, I'll ask them to give you the link.
Okay, we'll put it in the description.
Veterans/something, I'm sorry, I don't know what's the thing.
It'll be in the description.
We will offer that. They should make use of it. See, the thing is, I'm not thinking only soldiers should be free of this. See, our programs are mandatory in all the southern Indian prisons. I personally went there and taught programs at one time in the prisons.
Wow.
Now teachers have been teaching for over 25, 26 years. They become mandatory and the whole prison atmosphere has changed. Here also I did those programs in Pennsylvania High Security Prison and Philadelphia, and we tried in Tennessee also, but they were fantastic, the programs initially. I personally went there myself. I must tell you the experience. In Philadelphia, life sentence is life sentence. That is, there's no remission. And there's no death sentence. See, this is a jinx, If you commit a crime, whatever it is, people commit crimes for various reasons, not always because of some evil stuff. For a variety of reasons it happens. Unfortunately, it happens. I must tell you about this particular guy. He, when he's just over 18, finished his high school just over 18. And he thought some fancy thing, he thought he will do some shooting and rob a store, and he killed three people, I think. 2 people, I think. So he got life sentence. At the age of 18, he came there. I met him and he's 56. Strong, fit guy. They initially didn't want to have him because the prison guards felt we can't manage him in the program. Inside the classroom, one guard is standing with a rifle. I said, please don't stand inside. If it's a must, you stand outside. He says, no, he's very dangerous. Literally, they're waiting one moment, if he does one mistake, they'll shoot that guy. I said, please don't do this. But they said no. This guy, because he's become so violent, because now he kills another 10 people, there's no death sentence. Only thing is, more life sentences. In America I hear somebody is sentenced for 800 years. That means what, you'll make sure he lives for 800 years? Anyway, he'll die at a normal length of time, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So, he's violent because there's no consequence. What will you do to me? At the most, you'll put me in the solitary. So most of the time he's solitary, all the time I think. It's a 5x8 kind of cell. So on the 4th or 5th day after he started the program, he broke down and cried. Big guy. Everybody, all the other prisoners, convicts, terrified. This guy is crying. Everybody's terrified of him. They give him separate time in the yard because he'll bash somebody up. Even in the yard time when they walk and exercise, separate time for him. And this guy is crying like a baby. Then he wanted to speak. I said, please speak. He said, in the last 30 years, I have not been able to sit. When I exhausted, I fall asleep. But I can't sit in one place. And last 4 days, I'm sitting here for 3 hours a day with you. This is the greatest miracle for me, that he's sitting in one place. Otherwise, he just walks up and down these 8 feet, up and down, up and down, up and down. When he's exhausted, he'll fall asleep. And like this, in India, see, the prison is a very organized place, in the sense, you wake up on time, somebody opens the doors for you, somebody closes it for you, food comes bang on time, everything on time. Only thing is, if you enter the prison, I have never been into a prison and come out without tears in my eyes, because there is pain in the air. Just the idea, somebody is locking you up. Because in human consciousness, the most important thing is freedom. People may not articulate it like that. They themselves may lock themselves in the room, but it's okay. But if somebody locks it from outside, suddenly it becomes another level of pain. So in India, they wrote over 3,000 to 4,000 poems. Hardly educated people, most of them are like, never been to school or some basic school. One guy wrote a poem. He killed 3 people in the courthouse. So in India, that is considered rarest of the rare. In India, there is death sentence, but in the rarest of the rare cases only. So who defines that rarest? Of course, the judge, and then, there's appeal and appeal and appeal right up to the president. But if nothing, usually they are on death sentence, but they stay there for 15, 20 years, if they have a good lawyer, up to 25 years. So this guy has been on death sentence for more than 8 or 9 years. And I did a 10-day event for them inside the prison. I just… it's so painful and so touching. So all these people, one thing is, the prison psychologist Taylor told me that in the last 136 years of the prison's history, not a single day there's been a day that somebody was not in the solitary. The solitary was created by the British when they were there. That is, it's a 5 by 5 box, a steel box. 5 by 5 by 5 cube. With a small hole like this, and rest of it is all steel metal. And it's outside. In the sun, it gets hot. That's where they are, solitary. Every day somebody gets into it because they'll do some mischief, something. After the program started, not a single person went into the solitary for months on end.
Wow.
And the prison psychologist said, the biggest problem is they cannot sleep. In the nights, they're howling like wolves. Howling stopped, they started sleeping well. And this guy wrote a poem, he was on death row, now he's been executed. He was on death row for 9 years and still there, appealing and appealing into one more court appeal. So he wrote a poem, he said, every day when the cell door closes in the evening, I thought this is my grave. But now, when the cell door closes, I close my eyes and this has become my Bodhi tree. You know what's a Bodhi tree? Where Buddha got enlightened under the tree. Gautama, the Buddha, sat under the tree and he got enlightened. He's saying, when the cell door closes, it becomes my Bodhi tree. I close my eyes and meditate now. So I'm talking about extreme situations. Prison is an extreme situation in so many ways. They may be safer than in the war zone, but this sense of I'm not free is the deepest suffering in a human being. People cannot understand this unless they see what happens there. I was in Kentucky prison, and I was doing this program on 6th, 7th day. One black lady comes to me with one young boy, maybe 10-year-old boy, and she holds my hand and says, Guru, I want to talk to you, my husband, he thinks you're Jesus. I said, please don't say this, I don't want to be crucified or anything. Please don't say such things. I'm just an ordinary guy coming to help them. Then she said, my husband, he has the heart of gold. But in a fit of anger, he killed somebody. Then he came out on, some parole, he was outside. Somebody said something, he killed another guy. I'm saying people get into these things not necessarily in a planned way. Just one moment. Something that they don't like, this is the way they react. If they had done this 100 years ago, 200 years ago or 1,000 years ago, it would be quite normal in the tribe. Somebody irritated you, you killed that guy. People would say, oh, it's a good thing, that guy irritated you, you killed him. But today he's locked up in the prison, I'm saying. So I'm saying the consequences that we face are not always the same depending upon the times in which we exist. Different things happen to us. How to process all this? Because we're still the same human beings, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whether you were here 1,000 years ago or today or later, we're still the same in your human beings. So we have to look for what is the constant. See, the content of your mind is not what it would be if you were 1,000 years ago, isn't it?
Definitely would not be the same.
But the content of the body would be largely same. Maybe the fitness of the body would be in a different level, but general content of the body is same, chemistry is same, energies are same. That's what we should manage. But we are always trying to manage this surface, which is just an impression of the times upon us. The human being needs to be taken care of, but we are trying to prune this on the surface. So this is what inner engineering is about. You change the very energies, you change the very chemistry of who you are. If you create a blissful chemistry, after that, what is trauma? There's no such thing. It will feel insulting for people who have been through that. But I'm saying this with utmost respect for whatever they go through. But the most important and empowering thing is that you determine the nature of your experience. The world determines the nature of your experience. That means you will be unfit for the world in some way, isn't it?
It is.
The choice is this: shall I fix the whole world the way you want? Or will you fix yourself in such a way that you're fit to live in this world?
That is a damn good way to look at things.
Hmm?
That is a damn good way to look at things. Thank you.
We must fix the chemistry, we must fix the energy. Thoughts and emotions are happening according to our times, isn't it? They're surface. If your chemistry is blissful, your energies are stable, then what is it? Outside world, you will handle it to the best of your ability. Can somebody do the best in the world? There's no such thing. Whichever way we do it, we can do it better, isn't it? Hello?
Yes.
But I must do my best. If what I cannot do does not happen in my life, it's all right. But if what I can do, if I do not do, I'm a disaster, isn't it?
Yes.
This is all it is. In our lives, if we do not do what we cannot do, that's not a problem. In our lives, if we do not do what we can do, we are a disastrous life. I want to make sure nobody is that disaster. Everybody can do this much, that your experience of life you determine. Outside, we will naturally do our best if you're in a good state. We'll do our best. Our best may not be the best. It's okay. We're doing our best.
I love that.
One day we must golf, then I'll show you what's my best to you.
All right, that sounds good. Well, I think that might be the perfect place to end this.
Huh?
I think that might be the perfect place to end this.
Yes, we're building a golf course in Tennessee there.
You're building a golf course?
Yes, it'll be playable by October, but we will open it sometime early spring, next spring.
Well, I will come golf there.
You have to.
Is it a McMinnville?
Huh?
Is it a McMinnville?
From McMinnville, we are 18 miles, I think.
Okay. So close.
It's a 71-72, that means 7,172 yards.
Wow.
It's a long course, beautiful course.
Well, should we go smack some balls?
Huh?
Should we go smack some balls?
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
it, you don't have any clubs.
I think we got some.
Is it?
We should.
We can, if you're done with your questions.
Well, Sadhguru,
Let me see if you… something of… Oh, there's a poem on death. You want to?
yeah, let's hear it.
Life and death. live in me at once, never held one above the other. When one stands for life I offer. In closeness, only death I deal. In death of the limited, will the deathless be? In death of the limited, will the deathless be? How to tell the fools of my taintless evil?
Thank you.
Because if you do not in some way destroy the limited nature of what you have constructed, the larger life will never come into you. Creation and the source of creation is the most spectacular thing. It's way beyond anything we can imagine. I'm saying a simple thing, if you take a leaf, how it is made, it's beyond your imagination. And it's a very source of life. Photosynthesis is the basis of all life on the planet. A simple life is doing that all the time, isn't it? A simple leaf is doing that all the time. But we think we're brilliant. That's why we're so stupid.
Quote of the day right there. Well,
Thank you, Shawn.
thank you. I learned a lot. I appreciate it. No matter where you're watching the Shawn Ryan Show from, if you get anything out of this at all, anything, please like, comment, and subscribe. And most importantly, share this everywhere you possibly can. And if you're feeling extra generous, head to Apple Podcasts and Spotify and leave us a review.